We got lost in your eyes. You got lost in mine. I got lost in yours. Just imagining each other with long hair. Let's go.
Fabio. Anyway, fucker, we're just fucking bullshit now. What's up, Sucka? What's up, Sucka? We're live, man. Welcome back to What's Up, Sucka podcast. We're here live with my boy Jefferson. Jefferson, not Jefferson Mustang. We shout out to my Jefferson Mustang fans out there watching this. But what's up, Jefferson?
Not much, man. Just here.
Jefferson's the owner of Skin Deep, tattoo and piercing studio over on, where is it? Valley High? And
410 Valley High.
Man, it's the first shop when you leave the base there, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We try to be the best shop once you leave the base. But
yeah, but you're talking, well, hopefully
it's the only one there.
That's the only shop. There was a shop there before that was right when you walked out the gates. What was that dude that owned it? I knew the dude. I forgot the name of it, but later on we bought it. And then turned it into a small spot.
A small spot, but then the building got torn down. And that's a business decision that I didn't really want to get into at that moment. And I thought it was bad.
I remember that.
And we put a lot of money into that shop.
I remember that.
We fixed it up really nice, really, really nice. Spent a lot of money into it. And then the landlord said, no, we're good, blah, blah, blah. And then she ended up selling the building. They tore the building down. And they
in the middle of a tattoo?
Yeah, man. We did get the fuck out of the chair. I can cuss on here, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Is your mom watching?
I don't know.
Is she going to ground you?
Maybe. You know what I'm saying? I don't
say whatever you want, bro. This is real shit, dude. But so they just went in and...
They tore the building down.
Well, they put like a...
They put another little strip mall there.
A strip mall.
Yeah,
that's right.
Like it's about 6 shops there. But the new owners of that strip mall told us that they would not be allowed to have a tattoo shop there. So we didn't put one there again.
Oh, wow.
Because actually it's closer and it's right on the street. So people see it a lot better.
Man, do you think right now if you still had that and this, it would have been fucking popping right now?
I think so. So my idea was always to put something else there. Like a hangout for the military people.
Yeah.
Because, I mean...
Like a little feeder and have just a shuttle? Just shuttle them back and forth?
Yeah, like that. Like, oh, they come hang out there and then...
Put a couple of pool tables. Some dart boards. Yeah. Have free... Or not free, but not free. I know. I saw that hit you, like slapped you in the face free. But no, like, like you sell like fucking little snacks and shit. I know I was in the military, dude. Yeah. And when I would go with someone to go get a tattoo, we didn't have shit to do for, 2 hours. It was usually 2 hours that they were getting that size of a tattoo. And I had this one buddy who was jacking this other dude's money every fucking payday, and he would go get a big ass tattoo, and he'd buy drinks for all of us. And I didn't know that he was jacking the dude when he was doing this. Yeah, I just thought he was like, wow, this dude fucking gets a new tattoo every fucking paycheck. Like he's he likes that shit. And I wouldn't. That's when I got a couple. But this dude was getting all his whole arm
sleeve
done. Yeah, he was getting all his big tattoos done. And buying all this, don't worry, I got it. Buying his drinks, but we're there. Not chill out. Just go with me, Because we would have to jump on the bus. We were in Long Beach and we didn't have a car.
Oh, you had a good area though, man. You're stationed in a good fucking area.
Yeah, my ship was in Long Beach and in San Diego, going back and forth at the time, and then it was getting ready to go on a west.
So see, that's the great thing about being in the Navy. You're always in a good area. It's very rare
No, not if well, for me.
Now, if you're on the ship in the middle of fuck you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but for me, if I would have got stationed on the East Coast. Oh no, I don't like the cold like that, dude. Like, for one, when you're out I lived on the ship.
Yeah,
it is cold, dude, on the water, bro. Like even in San Diego.
Oh yeah, I've been.
It is cold
in the middle of summer. For no fucking reason.
Yes, in the middle of fucking summer, dude. Just now imagine you going out to sea and you're just like, what the fuck is it? Because it's California. I've seen the movies, everything, and it was cold out there, dude.
It is.
So. Yeah, and then you get splashed. But yeah, dude, it's fucking cold, dude. So no, it wasn't fun.
No,
so there is a bad place to get like boot camp. I went to boot camp in San Diego. You could end up going to the Great Lakes.
Oh, that's
they call it the Great Mistakes.
Yeah, that's true.
And you have snow watch in the middle of winter when you're going through boot camp. And I'm glad I didn't go through no shit like that because it was cold. when we were like taking our fucking swim test at like 5:30 in the morning at the gym, and you had to jump in the pool fully dressed and get out and fucking stand there shaking like a motherfucker.
Everything to create the perfect soldier, though.
Yeah, all that. Like if the ship was going down, if they should have just got us all drowning, because that's what would have actually happened. But we'd be freezing, and I was thinking, man. Well, then they showed us. I remember them showing us those videos of people becoming Navy SEALs.
Okay.
And have you watched them?
Yeah. Oh man, they go through some shit, man.
Dude, when they're running down the beach with the log and they're doing push-ups all together, as they make them to work as a team and all that shit. And I remember I'm 20 years old in boot camp, in Navy boot camp, and I'm thinking,
you was a young stallion, bro.
Dude, I was thinking.
Look at that long hair.
I wanted to fucking do. Yeah, they let me have my long hair. I was the only one that they let have long hair like this in boot camp, dude.
I bet, man.
Yeah, I was just like that. What's up? And they were like, "Don't you touch my hair?" And they did. Okay, and they got back. And
that's badass, bro. Yeah. I believe it though. Like I fucking believe that you were the only motherfucker out there.
Exactly,
like,
dude.
Wave it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That'd be like Popeye like that with long hair. Just imagine Popeye with that. And so, what was it?
We got lost in your eyes. You got lost in mine. I got lost in yours. Just imagining each other with long hair. Let's go.
Fabio. Anyway, fucker, we're just fucking bullshit now. So you own that shop there, and you own the water place next door?
Yeah. So water, we own a couple now.
Okay, what kind of water are you fucking selling?
Well, it has a little bit of cocaine. We're from Colombia, right?
Yeah, you're from Colombia. That's what
we had to addict these motherfuckers to water.
They're so stupid. They're Coke water. They are Coca-Cola and water teamed up. No, it's Coke water.
Yeah,
Coke water.
No, so just anywhere you live, man, there's always a lot of pollution in your water. So you go to the store and buy bottled water, or you go to one of those little igloos and you get your water there. Now, our system is a little stronger than those igloos. We have a...
What are you called?
Agua pura. No, it's just agua pura.
Pure water?
Yeah, agua pura, yeah. In Spanish, in English, is pure water, but in Spanish, is agua pura. It goes through a 8-stage purification system. So that 8 stages takes out all the... so one of the things that people don't understand, if you go turn on your hot water right now, and you just leave it on and then leave the house. Let's just go outside and then come back in. You'll smell the vapor chlorine in your water. And chlorine is not good for you. You don't go to the pool and just start drinking chlorine.
I do.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Speak for yourself.
So I love that shit.
Yeah. Dude,
it is healthy for me.
That and fentanyl.
Well, so the reason they put chlorine into our water is because if they put the actual liquid chlorine, it doesn't travel as far. But gas chlorine does. So to keep the pipes from bursting and, you know what I'm saying, to keep them clear from all the hardness here, we pump them with gas chlorine. So eventually we're drinking that if you drink the water from the faucet. So we take that out. We take off all the hardness out of the water, and then we go through a 5 micron and a 10 micron. The 10...
That's... How do you take the hardness out of it? You put a water softener?
Water softener.
And you don't taste that water softener?
No, so there's the beauty of it. So once it goes through that, then it goes through the second stage, which takes out the chlorine, and then it goes through a 5 micron filter, and it goes through a 10 micron. That takes all the imperfections, whether it be regular minerals or bad minerals that are in the water. Then it goes into our tanks. By then, it's about 95% clean. Once we pull it from our reserve tanks, it goes through a coconut filter, which makes the water taste better at that point. The coconut filter,
unless you fucking hate coconut.
But see, that's the thing; it's natural, so doesn't taste like coconut. It just gives it a natural taste, which you never would notice if I didn't tell you.
See, look at this shit. You know what? This is blowing my mind. First, I've known Jeff for some years now. I've all this time I thought he was a tattoo guy that happened to own a water place next door. Turns out he's a fucking water guy that just happens to own a fucking tattoo shop next door.
But see, that's the beauty of everything, man. You never know where life takes you and all the paths that it has.
So you just happen to have a water hookup? That's how I would think.
Yeah, so what happened
from Colombia? Is that
how does this filtration system work? Do it's the life straw.
So these are okay for your home. They're, you know what I'm saying, for
the life straw. That's the one that you drink through. Like
you can drink like toilet water or some shit.
I mean, they seem See, that's the thing. Like, is it gonna be harmful to you when you drink it? Probably not. But is it the best water for you to drink it? Again, probably
that's a desperate
not.
situation.
Yeah, I would say that's you're in the middle of nowhere.
It's called life straw. I mean,
that's what that is. That's what that means. Like, if
you're out in the
somewhere.
wilderness. But what you don't understand is that water has already like naturally been filtered, and it actually doesn't have as many chemicals. Like, it doesn't have the chlorine, it doesn't have the fluoride and stuff in it. So it doesn't need, if you're out, there's the nature usually,
nasty ass shit.
So
nature
so if it was chemicals,
dude, that's giving me Oscar right now, dude. Just watching that dirty do that. Dude.
if it's waters with chemicals, the life straw can't take that out.
I'm not saying it can. I'm just saying that.
Look at this motherfucker, dude. These dudes ain't got shit to do but drink out of fucking toilets.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't do
Man,
it.
I was gonna eat my Lunchable. Now this shit's got me fucking my stomach fucking feeling queasy. That's nasty, dude. I don't know.
But see, when this,
I would have to be dying.
I don't know if it's this one, but like I think a 10-year-old little boy in Africa is the one who created some of this, or it was a young kid. And is this the one that Coca-Cola bought a few years about 15 years ago?
I don't think so. I'll check though.
Yeah.
It's not a Shark Tank thing?
No. So basically,
there was one on Shark Tank.
Maybe because there's more products now. But before there was this young kid, and he came up with this filtration system. And Coca-Cola bought it because they were like, bro, like, we can't let this out yet.
Oh, so they're just putting it, they're just shelving it?
Yeah, they shelved it for a while. And because they were like, oh, we got to run so many tests before we can actually sell it. But the kid had already, like, the people that originally owned it had all these tests already done to it.
Well, that thing said they could turn Coca-Cola into water.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
look at that.
It's crazy. So, I mean, the little filtration system, would it be good to survive on? I say hell yeah. You know, we never know when this world's gonna end, so I'm gonna go look for one of those motherfuckers.
Bro, you know, though, I've been to prison, bro. I can make them little bags of chips last like all week long, dude. I can make shit last fucking forever. Like, if I was in that plane that wrecked in the mountains, that movie Survive,
you wouldn't be eating anybody.
I would have chopped a few little toenails, some toes off, and been sitting over there while they were fighting.
No asses though.
Nah, I would have been. I'd have been cool, man. No.
I've done a 72-hour fast.
For what?
For myself.
Just to purge your body of
chemicals
and everything?
Yeah, man. Just to see.
Had you been partying a lot or something?
No, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you remember, man, but I was pretty healthy when I first started working at the tattoo shop. That was right before I got married. After I got married, of course,
you relaxed.
Not that I relaxed on my own. The wife came along and she was like, you're always at the tattoo shop. As soon as you get home, you spend 2 hours or an hour here, and then you go to the gym. No, you go to the gym, and you don't have time for us. And I'm like, all right, well,
let me get fat.
Yeah, like, so but the thing is, I used to go to the gym once in the morning and once at night. So the morning time, I can still do that.
You're doing 2 a days, huh? How old are you, Jeff?
I'm 39.
And you're doing 2 a day still?
Yeah. So, but
you're gonna hurt yourself, dude.
Man, it feels good though.
Yeah, it does. I felt good up to 40. That's when everything started tearing.
Yeah, you know, like right now I have a bad joint.
You have tendonitis?
Yeah, it sucks like hell.
It's gonna go. Does it hurt when you shake hand?
No,
it's on the other hand. Though.
Yeah, I shake hands with this one.
Yeah,
I jerk off with this one.
Yeah, but mine, I got tendonitis, dude. It started in my elbow, and I had never gotten that shit before. It went down to my wrist where I couldn't even shake anyone's hand.
Oh,
dude.
Really? What do you do though? Like, what do you take for that?
Weed, I smoke a lot of weed.
Oh, really?
I just smoke weed.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about getting a good, like,
I took
CBD, or even like just one of those like really
Tiger
strong
balm.
Yeah, like something with weed in it that I could rub into it, bro. But I was also thinking about using it on my dick, so I was like,
yeah, there you go, dude.
So if you don't eat for 3 days, does that fuck up your metabolism?
No. So basically, what it does is, especially nowadays, man. I mean, I'm going into too much different theories, but so what happens is our body stores stuff all the time because it doesn't know. It's just evolution has taught us that, because we don't know when our next meal will used to be, so now we still do it because we've gone thousands of years doing this. So nowadays we put so many preservatives in our food, our body still stores that, but our body has a hard time breaking it down. But then next time we're already eating again, and then it stores it, and our body has a hard time because of the preservatives.
Well, that's what happens when you get stuck in these situations where you can't eat. Your body's feeding off.
Yeah,
of your,
so
all your
that's
storage.
so when I did it, I was 260 pounds, man. I went from weighing my normal weight.
260.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
5'10".
No, so
260, 5'10". You fucking look like Lou Ferrigno, or what? You do? Or a fat? What were you?
Yeah, you didn't see, man. You've been going to the tattoo shop this whole time.
And
that's the thing. Like,
I don't remember you being 260.
this is just last year, bro. This is just during the pandemic. That's what I was weighing. So so
that's when you were wearing a bunch of baggy clothes. You're wearing those sweatpants.
Yeah, I still do. But
you look like the mob.
No, man. Yours is a little too spicy, bro. And I don't do spicy.
What is that, Edward?
What are you eating?
Brother Earl's beef jerky. Don't listen to this sissy saying.
But no, it's delicious. No, I've had it, but it's fucking delicious. But I don't do spicy.
And he's from Colombia. He does murders.
He does murders instead. Better.
Colombian neckties.
Colombian neckties. We're the ones who invented the cartel drive-by. That's where they drive up on the motorcycles. They shoot the shit out of you, and they take off. So I don't think there was ever a drive-by on a motorcycle until we invented it. But just because we're broke,
they should try to
we probably did it on a bike. And then they're like, fuck, we need something faster. We keep getting caught.
No, they could see us.
Yeah, like, fuck, this just sucks.
Yeah, I saw that, how they started that shit when they, when did, you were born in Colombia?
Yeah, I was born in Colombia, man.
And what year?
In 82.
82.
Yeah.
And all that stuff it was
still going on. I was in the middle. Yeah, I was in the middle of it, man. So
you're from Medellin?
No, so see,
Bogota?
No. I'm from the jungles, man. So if you see a picture of my family, bro, they look like they just stepped out of the woods with the bone between the nose.
Really?
Fuck yeah, my
like
ancestor.
Apocalypto?
Yeah, bro,
What's
damn.
the name of the town?
It's called Popayan. They call it the White
Papa
City.
John's?
Yeah, Papa John's, man. They call it the White City because like all the buildings and everything downtown are white. The little white city.
So that's it, Papayan?
Yes, that's it right there. See all the there's like a lot of buildings that are white. But yeah, that's it. See, like all that, it's just because I don't know if they were all coked up and they're like, fuck, white is beautiful.
I know. They were like, man,
yeah,
I coke anywhere and they won't see it.
Yeah, like
That's
we just put it
beautiful.
on it is a very beautiful, but it can be super dangerous.
What is it, a cartel city?
Yeah, so it's right by the jungles, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where they grow all the leaves. All the farms are like a little bit away from that city, but they're close enough where there's a lot of like, you know what I'm saying, shootings and shit in the jungles, and you're like, oh, what's going on? They popping fireworks? Nah, that's just a regular Monday morning.
So was Pablo Escobar running shit at that time?
So yeah, when I was born, yeah, he was heavily.
Can you
involved.
talk about that?
So my dad was actually involved with it, man. My dad, there was a big earthquake.
He knew Pablo?
He was like, I don't know if he knew him directly, but he was like kind of a soldier under him. And if we were to go back to Colombia right now, he'd be like, damn, how do y'all own so much shit down here?
Oh, really?
Yeah, like we own a couple hotels and stuff. Like I don't have anything to do with that anymore as far as like we own. Like my
was that going on before you were born?
During, like I was very young, like I was, you know what I'm saying, like my dad, there was an earthquake, my dad went crazy, he showed up at this time, my mom had already left him.
That big earthquake?
Yeah,
stories about?
It was a huge earthquake. It was so big it erupted the volcano there. Shit was crazy. So that made my dad was like on a binger at that moment, and that shit made him even go spiral even to a deeper one. He showed up to the capital, which is Bogota, where we were living at that time, trying to get my mom back, and he was all paranoid that not only the cops were after him, but so was Pablo Escobar.
He was doing cocaine?
Oh, yeah, man. He had like
Did everybody do cocaine?
Probably, man. I don't know, man. And my grandma knew about it.
You were too wired out to
to
worry about that?
Yeah.
You a wired out baby?
Yeah.
At the crib, just looking out the crib.
They after me. They coming to get me. They coming to get me.
Hide my toys.
What is this? Nah, but he showed up with 4 suitcases, like, and you remember the old suitcases that would zip up, those big ass ones. He showed up with 4 of them to Bogota. He was like, "We're leaving," and they were all full of coke. My mom was like, "What the fuck?" So she had to call my grandma. My grandma came, picked up the shit.
Her grandma was all wired out. We get the drugs.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like took him back and sobered him down, got him down. I guess they eventually left that life. But yeah, it was you know what I'm saying? I think anybody who was trying to be prosperous at that time in Colombia probably was somehow involved in it. Either they were there were carriers or there were safe houses, because it was a major. It was. I mean, you guys have seen the little Netflix things. I mean, it went deeper than that. There was so much fucking money, bro. So much money, and it was coming from the U.S. So it was dollars. So the peso was like, 1 cent, and to us was like $20. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. So people were balling out of control.
Yeah, I mean, no.
That's why his hippos are still running loose right now.
Yeah, no. So the poor stayed poor, but the rich got rich. You know what I'm saying? And it was a very interesting time to be in Colombia at that time. He would take all the poor people. So back then they would have like all these little houses by the railroad tracks, because people would jump in and try to steal whatever's on there. You know what I'm saying?
Loot the fucking shit.
Yeah. So what they would do, Pablo Escobar went and picked all those people out of there, build them hotels, and those were his safe houses. So he would just have them up there and be like, hey, like, as long as you guys are safe houses for me, I'll let you live here for free. So
good deal.
Yeah, I mean, shit, you live next to a railroad track to living in an actual home. Fuck yeah, and he did good shit. Don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, when you have money, that type of money, you can afford to do some good shit. But he did.
I don't know, man. There's some nice railroad tracks.
In New York, maybe.
Well, I mean, that'd been a tough call, but I don't know, Pablo. What kind of house are you going to build? Are we going to have a pool? Are we going to have hippos?
Yeah. Oh, man, those motherfuckers.
Well, he ran for Senate or Congress or something.
So, yeah, so that's the thing.
And
like,
won.
But the government didn't want to
murdered everyone.
Yeah, the government didn't want to let him. Well, the U.S. government didn't want him to be in power because he offered to pay the national debt.
Yeah,
he was like, "I'll pay the national debt. That's not an issue for me. Shit, I'm gonna pay it back with the U.S. dollar. Probably some senators' money. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because they were doing a lot of blow back then. So
they were warring with the government was warring with the Cali cartel because they were known as the gentlemen of Cali. So I saw those.
Well, it's not even that they were so much gentlemen. It was that they weren't ambitious. See, Pablo was ambitious. Pablo wasn't in it. He wasn't in it to just make money. Yeah. He was trying to be power. You know what I'm saying?
Political. That's why he ran for political shit. Too.
Yeah. So, and then, I mean, going back to that, like how, if you try to get too powerful for your own britches, the government will take you down, or at least people in power will take you down. The dude that they killed a few years ago, about 10, 15 years ago, from the president of Egypt during that whole uprising. So Gaddafi, you know why the U.S. Gaddafi was a good friend of the U.S., but you know why they allowed people to kill him?
Because he tried to take the money out and put gold into a new currency.
There you go. They did.
He was going to stop selling his oil in dollars.
Yeah,
which you don't do.
Yeah,
you don't come after oil. Don't come after money, so they put a knife up his ass.
Yep, that's why they allowed. The U.S. said, you know what, you're right. Do what
movie did y'all see that I missed?
No, man, it's just you gotta listen to what's going on.
He announced he was gonna take physical gold and put $40 billion into currency.
Yeah,
that would have killed the dollar because this is money actually backed by physical gold.
Yeah, so now like you now see gold is king, and if you go back to however long you want. I don't know how into the Anunnaki y'all are.
What the fuck is that?
So there's the Anunnaki. So there's the creation, right? There's the books of Eli and all that. Not Eli. I'm going into some other tangent. Enoch. That was the books of Enoch. He talks about the Anunnaki, and the books of Enoch are some of the there are the oldest writings in the world.
They took it out of the Bible.
So all creation stories come from those writings. So he talks about they talk about the flood. They talk about the giants. They talk about everything that the Bible talks about. But instead of being God, it's the gods. And instead of being just actual gods, they were the people that came from space. They weren't called gods. The Anunnaki they're beings that came from space. They never called them gods. They knew that they were somehow mortal and they could be killed. And they've seen
the first aliens.
Yes, so they were aliens that came from a planet that is also in our solar system, but it only does one every like 5,000 or 10,000 years. I forget what the actual time lapse is that when they come around the sun.
Nibiru.
Yeah, so it was it's an interesting. So
where did you read up on this at? Were you in prison in Colombia?
No, man. I'm very, when we were having that conversation about what I think the virus is and everything.
Okay, hold on.
So let's go. We can go into that. This kind of explains
it. The Chariots of the Gods was the first one that got really popular, and it's saying that the Anunnaki are an ancient race that came to Earth, and they were mining gold because they needed gold for their planet. They decided to experiment and mate with the primates here, not necessarily have sex with the primates, but inject their DNA into the primates, and which made us and Neanderthals, and then they worked for the Anunnaki, and then there was an uprising within us.
So there was there's two.
That makes sense.
So which one makes more sense? God created all of us, or these ancient writings that someone else came and actually created us, that has already been created?
Does that keep you up at night?
No, it doesn't. It actually makes me feel a little bit more comfortable that,
But
that's why they say pyramids are built all across the world, because
they're landing
and teaching them how to do it.
Yeah. So this goes back to my theory that we were talking about the other day. Let me get into that with you, man.
Okay. Me and Jeff had a conversation the other day, and I went and got the shot. I went and got the Johnson
Which one?
& Johnson.
Okay.
I got the single shot, one and done. And a lot of people are like, "What the fuck did you do that for?" And I'll tell you why. I did it for one. My girlfriend, soon to be wife, is she got her vaccination. She got the 2, I guess. I think the Pfizer.
Oh.
I think she got the Pfizer, and she got sick as a dog in the second one for like a week.
Shit.
And she had bad allergies already, and then when she got the shot, it just amplified it, man, 10 times. She was fucked up, dude. And if she's listening if she listens to her, she was acting like a bitch for like a week, dude. I was like, fuck, man. She was fucking going off, dude, like just bad.
But it wasn't her, it was the vaccine.
It was a shot. Like she was just like bad. She was sick. She wasn't sleeping. You could tell she was just off. And then a week later, it was gone. She was back to normal. All her allergies were gone and shit. And I was like, thank you. And so she flew.
Like the phoenix. She rose from the ashes.
Dude, so I watched that fucking fiasco and was like, I'm not going to go through that. I can't go through that, dude. I don't have time for that shit, right?
Yeah.
But
got to make that money.
Well, yeah. But I want to go see my parents. They got vaccinated. And then I got to think of them. So I said, okay. My girlfriend, I kept finding ways to get out of it because next door, HEB is right next to my house. And they were having free vaccination. So everyone, my dad, my parents, and my dad and my girl, and they're like, "Look, the vaccinations are free. The vaccinations are free." And he's using insurance. So I got on there and started doing my insurance. They started asking me questions that I couldn't find the answers to. So I deleted the whole thing. And then my girl went on and she set me up. But it was
right away. Didn't give a fuck about your life.
She just.
You're getting this shit.
She said, "What day can you go?" And I said, "On Monday. I could go on Monday." So, about between 12 and 12:01. Like, that's it. I'm busy, And she was like, okay, Dad, one at 12:01. And so.
Very specific time. If it's not between 12 and 12:01, I can't do it. I can't do it. That's my only free time. Fuck that.
She had one at 12 and 30 seconds. They have an opening. I was like, God son of a bitch. So I went in there and it was the one and done because I didn't want to go get another shot. And they did the one. And I know people were saying, "Oh, that's the bad one." Like, who knows? Everyone that got them, none of them were good ones, And
people were getting blood clots and dying.
Yeah, but it was mostly women. It was because women are weak.
Yeah,
it was women over 55 who were black.
Well, that's not me.
So fuck it.
So I hope if some black woman over 55 commits a murder, they don't come pick me up and be like, "Look, she look just like you." I'd be like, "What, man?" So. I did it, and I tell you, it's been over a month now, and I've been feeling not right, like in multiple times. Not all the time, But it comes and goes, man, and it's still coming and going. You know that, but
That's crazy.
So, and then I asked this dude, Josh, did you get the shot? And then I heard no.
No, I said yes. I had
Oh,
to.
you did?
I like
yeah.
to travel. That's why. Fuck that.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not staying in here forever.
But then I got the breakdown of how COVID started. Now, this is your take.
This is my take.
This is Jeff's take on how Corona started and what it is. Go ahead, Jeff.
All right. So what we look at is how.
Who's we?
Just anybody. Like
Oh,
as
okay.
far as the human race, and if you go into like how scientists look at things and what they do and how they figure things out, and when they started looking into the coronavirus, like, so at first you don't know what the fuck happened. You're just like, oh, everybody got sick. But then they, like, other people, other smarter people than we could ever think of being, start breaking this down and like, oh, well, this is not supposed to be in there. This doesn't belong there. And they look at other coronaviruses and they're like, well, this is how this one acts. So what makes this one so special? What made this one have the ability to transfer from animal to human? And not only did it transfer.
Well, someone used a bat as a condom. They've already established that.
Shit.
The bat wings, they're very stretchable, and they used it as a condom.
Nice.
And
but a bat wing, like I've done the bat wing myself.
Yeah.
But no. So
I thought we had established that. Anyway, go ahead.
But so you look at it, it jumped from an animal to another animal, and then from another animal to another animal that can jump to us. So now,
Do you believe that part?
So no,
Okay,
of course
okay,
not.
okay.
I'm just trying to tell you, like, this is what
That's
they're saying.
that's the shit they're telling us to believe.
Well, they were doing gain of function in Wuhan laboratory.
Yeah.
And what they said is we weren't trying to make it stronger. What we were trying to do is to see if it can jump from species to species.
Yeah.
So
they made this weird virus that can now affect us out of nowhere, and then a year later, boom, we got the code to fix it. So what's more possible? That our race is such a fucked up stage that, one, we create too much pollution and we need to get the fuck off this planet, or that we just have this weird virus that just came along and infected all of us. So when you look at it, is what are we trying to do at this moment?
Agenda 21.
We're trying to, so we're trying to get to.
Wait, hold on.
We're
This
trying to
fucking voice from Agenda 20. What's Agenda 21? You gotta do y'all know? I don't know what's Agenda 21.
Agenda 21 is where they start relocating people and redistributing money. That way you can get people concentrated in city areas and have areas that are going to be owned by, let's say, Bill Gates, who owns a lot of farmland, and other countries that are buying up a lot of public land, so you can't go on them. They want to concentrate you in certain areas.
Is that
so
what you think too?
So yeah, so it's not only just that, but now, like, okay, so we have to, the big thing is, like, we have to travel out of this planet, because even if we do that, there's still only
they
enough.
just sent the first flight.
Yeah,
right?
so even if we stay in this planet, there's still only, we're going to keep reproducing humans.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to go other places. Our bodies can't withstand it. And it goes back to that perfect soldier. That's why they made you, do the things you did during the Navy, because they need to get you stronger so you can actually withstand those things when it does happen. But our bodies, we haven't evolved yet. So this goes back to the Anunnaki. What did they do? They took this primates and they evolved them. They evolved them right away, so they can be their own soldiers, so they can create, so they can mine for gold, so they can start doing those things, right? So that's the theory. So now what do? Do we tell everybody, hey, you got to take this shot so we can go to outer space, so we don't stay here? Or do we create a panic and then we make everybody take a shot that creates a stronger human? And it's not you and me that are going to be the stronger humans. It's the children that come after us. So they first tested out with who? Old people. Let's see what happens to them. They got better. They get, all right, let's test it out with the next group. Yeah, whoever didn't, well, fuck them. They're too weak to live on this planet. Then the next people, who do they test it out? Oh, okay, they're doing bad. The next people and the next people. And now who are the last people that they're trying to test it out on? Children under 11. So you're telling me that the child from 19 to 12 can take it, but it cuts off right there at 12? The children at 11? No, because that's our future. So if we fuck up the 11 to 1-year-olds, that fucks up everything. You know what I'm saying? So our race starts to die off. Nobody can procreate. Nobody can make another human, because we just killed this long line. So by the time we get to the next people that we can actually test it on, it's going to be so many years down the line. So if we're trying to do this now, so when they turn 18 or now, teenagers fucking have kids at 14, 15, by the time they're 14, 15, they're already creating the next superhuman. And that DNA is getting passed down. So when they created this virus, this is the first time they've ever created an antidote the way they did. They created it with nanobites. So those nanobites actually go into our system, and then they can what is everything been done with nano? It's supposed to be like little computers, and they can go reprogram your cell structure. So to make you stronger, to make you faster. They can't just give us a steroid and to make us stronger and faster, because obviously this shit doesn't work anymore. You can make you stronger, but at one point it breaks your body down and you start having all kinds of problems and issues and mental health issues. So the only way is by injecting something that's not going to create the perfect human right now, but the next generation. So we're not going to see it.
Yeah, that's going to be way past our time.
But the thing is that they don't give a fuck about our time because we already fucked it up. Our planet is already pretty much fucked at this point. You
think our planet's fucked right now?
Ah, man, there's so much bad shit. But you know what? The beautiful thing about our planet, it can't regenerate itself right away. So that's also part of this theory. So
this theory is your created theory?
Yeah, this is mine.
Or have you heard someone feed each other?
No. It's something that just by looking at other documentaries and seeing what's going on in the world.
What documentaries do you watch?
Just different things on
Werner Herzog?
Yeah, just different things that we've seen, and they talk about how much pollution is in the earth and, all these things. And then we see scientists and we talk about what they want to do to stop it. You know what I'm saying? So what did we just do? We shut down the world. Do you understand how fucking hard that shit would be? Like if somebody told you in 2012, like, hey, we're about to shut down the world in 2020.
Nah, I didn't even think they were gonna let me off of work.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're shutting this bitch down. Like nothing's gonna happen. Like no flights, nothing. No cars are gonna be out there.
Bullshit.
Like, because they said that there's too much pollution. If they said that when they took a picture before the pandemic and then during the pandemic, the world skies were clear. The earth was already repairing itself. New life was springing up. That's how fast the world can. So if we were able to shut down the world for a whole month and then a whole year, they were like, fuck it, let's just keep it going for a little bit longer, because they probably had this shit on shelf. Let's give ourselves a couple more months.
So you think, like, you're 100%, you believe that it was man-made?
Oh, fuck yeah, bro.
The virus is man-made. Yeah, bro, I mean, I don't doubt it either.
Look at AIDS.
So that it just came from someone eating a bat in Wuhan or whatever?
No, fuck no.
No, it was made.
No, look at AIDS. Look, how long has AIDS been around now?
Since the 80s, since I was in high school.
Before that, I think it came around the 60s. Wasn't the first guy that got AIDS in the 60s?
I thought it was from the 80s, dude.
The 80s is when AIDS
began. But then, that's when it broke out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody fucking had AIDS in the 80s.
Well, I mean, that was when it was cool to have AIDS. Dude.
Well, yeah.
The 80s, yeah.
It wasn't like super cool.
But see, what was cool about AIDS, man, we know in the 80s, we knew how to have a pandemic. Not like your era, dude. See, in the 80s, dude, like if you got AIDS, you knew you were doing some cochino ass shit, dude. You was putting it in someone's culo. You were looking for love in all the wrong places. But now, if you caught the Rona and died, like you fucking were at HEB and some chick named Karen started yelling at you, and you were just there to get to buy up all the toilet paper. And
fucking
now
Karen started this shit, though.
Yeah, and now you're fucking dead. But so you believe that? Okay, but and it was just to get that shot, and is that? To get the shot into everyone, that's what the purpose was.
It's the purpose to get. So if I tell you, hey, everybody has to take this shot so we can become a better race, is everybody gonna take it? They're like, no, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
This is the first positive conspiracy I've heard of it.
Yeah, because that's the thing that we're looking at ourselves. You know how long it takes. So you got to look at it. Before, if you look at the studies of the Anunnaki, there was other races of monkeys.
What if that Anunnaki is fake? Who wrote this Anunnaki stuff?
It's been around thousands of years.
It's like the Bible.
It's beyond the Bible. Let's put it that way.
But
it's the first actual writings of the world.
And it's some PhDs that looked up all that stuff and put it together. Is that what they've discovered that it means?
That they went back and looked at the writings. Okay, this is what.
And that's how they interpreted them. As being, all that. But you don't think that that's something else? You believe
but that's what I'm saying. Like, so this is all we have to go on. So, but all the excavations show all the different types of primates that were close to us around that time. The Neanderthal, there's like 6 different races of Neanderthals that were around at that time, right? And we're the only ones who made it.
We warred with them.
Yeah, you know, but what gives us the power to take all these other fucking races down? And not only that, lizards have been around for way longer.
Uber.
We came up with Uber. We were able to move the fuck around.
Yeah,
fuck you.
Yeah,
stupid primates.
There's a certain percentage of people still around that have Neanderthal DNA in them.
But yeah.
How do you know when you do like an Ancestry.com or whatever? Does it say that? It shows Neanderthal as one of the things?
I don't know if they do, but you can find out if you have Neanderthal blood.
But the thing is
sometimes
that
you can just look at people.
But you know what I'm saying? Like if you look at other species, they're not like the only species. Like there's different types of lizards and there's different types of fucking fish and all this shit. But there's only one race of fucking humans.
There's different kind of humans.
No, there isn't. We're all the same.
People. There's different kind of people.
Nah, but there's only the human. You know what I'm saying? There's not just because they're black or Mexican or brown or it doesn't matter where they're from. That doesn't make them fucking a different race or a different species.
You mean like Homo sapien?
Yeah, they're all Homo sapiens. They all have the same DNA structure. These are different lizards and different things that have different DNA structure. You know what I'm saying? And we are the only fucking thing that evolved
that fast.
And
what do you think about stuff like the Zika virus and stuff like that? Like, did you see what it's doing to those kids that caught Zika? Like,
oh yeah, what happened?
Like 12, 13, 14 years ago, like teenagers now, and there's young adults now that have Zika, and they look, and they're becoming of age, and they're all messed up. And you think that is something to do with some kind of man-made experiment that did that they just didn't let it, they controlled it before it did. Look at that.
So the thing is, man, if you look at,
there's going to be a generation of people like that now.
But if you look at the way that, our DNA is so fucking flimsy, you know what I'm saying? Anything can affect it. So is it man-made or is it?
Don't talk shit about my DNA, bro. You don't know that my DNA is flimsy, dude.
Everybody's DNA is flimsy. Oh, it's just like a fucking bubble.
Yeah,
anything can burst it.
So look, that's a Zika teenage kid. See?
Yeah. And then what does it look like? It looks like a fucking Neanderthal. Look at that guy.
It does kind of, that's what I'm saying. It looks kind of like it's going back, like, I wonder what that.
So do you not know, our human race walked on all fours at one point. It was easier to get around. And ever since our DNA was fucked with and made us walk straight up because it's easier for us to pick up shit and move a little bit faster. And not even faster. It's just for us to actually walk with shit in our hands without tipping over. That's why they made us walk straight up and down versus on all fours.
Are you talking about when you leave the bar or just
both?
In general?
So when they fucked with their DNAs from primates to make us jump to a human, we had to walk straight because it's easier for us to carry things and move from one place to another. But our backs aren't meant for that. Our backs are meant to be on all fours. So that's why we have so many back problems in the curvage of our spine. Tries to put us back in that same thing. That's why you always hunch over and you're.
So you believe in the theory of evolution?
Yeah, well, it's not an evolution on our own part though. Evolution on
the missing link is Anunnaki.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That something came and fucked with their DNA. It wasn't us just because if you look at the Neanderthal was much stronger, much faster. They were stronger, but they were dumb. You know what I'm saying? Their heads were too small.
That was that they're saying that's also the apple and the Bible is the DNA. Us learning the knowledge is the DNA being fucked with.
Well, you don't think it was just through evolution and necessity, going from a quadruped to a biped by searching as being a hunter-gatherer?
That's fine. And that's fine. But why has no other species evolved? And they've been around a lot longer. Like the dinosaurs that became lizards, they actually regressed. They didn't become smarter. They became fucking stupider.
I don't know, because they were lizards.
They became small. They became chickens.
I mean, they're lizards.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So if we evolved,
they're lizards.
But look how we talk about them. They're lizards. Like they're nothing. Fuck them. They've been around this earth a lot longer, but fuck them.
Everybody says gorillas or chimpanzees are next. Now orcas. Orcas are the next to evolve.
You know what I'm saying? Like but look how long it's taken them to even like think about evolution. You know what I'm saying? For them to actually have the thought. So like, man, this is the reason I hate doing drugs. Because I don't like feeling like I don't know anything, and it's just like fucking mind fucking, like it's too much, man. Like it's just too fucking much.
Or maybe possibly we're the dumb ones, because orcas, wolves, lions, birds, they all know how to live on this planet. We're the only ones that have to change our surroundings.
They don't need air conditioning.
But that's what I'm saying. But what made us know that, or what made us do this?
Well, what do you think?
And that's what I'm saying. That's what we go back to Anunnaki. That's what we have to evolve again. Like we're evolving too fucking.
I thought you were talking about Bukkake at first when he was like, Bukkake is the reason behind all this.
There's another theory that the Anunnaki is really just us. It was just a more evolved version of us because something happened, and the really rich think like Bill Gates and Elon Musk of today, they wouldn't die out. They would go in their bunkers. So for thousands of years, they would evolve down there. They come back up. It's going to be a different species almost on the surface of the earth. Then you start mixing with their DNA, and they evolve, and then you kind of control their government, their society.
Is that the same thing you were thinking?
No, I haven't. So the underground people, I get it. And I mean, there's so much shit that we don't fucking know. And that goes to the Illuminati and all that.
Do you believe in that 9/11 was a U.S. created
I think so.
conspiracy?
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. That one's hard. Like, there's so much shit that tells you yes, but there's so much shit that tells you no. Because
do you think
look who the fuck we attacked. We attacked Iraq. Iraq had nothing to do with this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Saddam Hussein. Like, that motherfucker was just chilling, probably with some prostitutes.
Yeah, he was fucking up his own people.
Oh, man.
It was because of the shit with his dad.
Yeah, like
Bush's dad.
But I think it was just more than that. You know what I'm saying? I think it was, it may have.
I just don't think the U.S. would blow up the building in the middle of New York.
Why not?
Because it's their own U.S.
Who cares? They don't give a fuck about that. If you're the man in power, do you give a fuck about killing like a couple hundred people to get what you want? Like, let's say,
like let it happen.
Yeah, like not even that.
That's
like,
some Marvel Comics shit.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, look at the shit that we do just on a smaller scale. You know what I'm saying? Do we rush to get home, or do we help that last customer? Oh, fuck that. We rush to get home. We want to satisfy ourselves. We won't take in that last customer. Or we do, like, yeah, that shit costs $1 billion to get that done. You know what I'm saying? It's just
you charge them for that
like
inconvenience.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we care about us. So a man in power.
Well, speak for yourself, motherfucker. You fucking selfish bastard. Goddamn.
Come on, man.
I feel like a piece of shit just in there. We care about us. Right? Do you push that old lady down in the street? Yeah, we do, because we need to get home.
Yeah, like we do. But when have you stopped to just help that dude just because either you help him because it's convenient for you, or when it's inconvenient, you're like, fuck you, I gotta go, nigga.
I do it all the time, dude.
Come on now.
I do.
Like, when it's inconvenience for you, though. No, not when it's convenient. Because when it's convenient, shit, I'll help anybody.
Nah, but even like when I'm in a hurry and shit, I'm always in a fucking hurry. Believe me, I've always got shit to do.
Oh, man.
And I'm pulling out the just the other day, nothing, man. I'm just like pulling out the basket, was wiping the cart all down, and I see this old lady coming over to the carts, and I was like, here you go. Man, I hate getting those carts and touching and wiping them out. And I gave her the cart. You're going to get a cart? She's like, I go, here you go. I just wiped it down for you. Okay, thanks. And I went and got another thing and went and just pulled another cart out and wiped it all down again. And
but how inconvenient is that? That's not really
It fucking
inconvenient.
sucks,
that's
dude.
Not really
I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah, but that's something you hate. That's not inconvenience. Inconvenience is like, shit, you got...
I was in a hurry.
You got shit going on, and like your wife is yelling at you.
But I'm just saying, I do that.
Like, hey, motherfucker, if you don't get home right now, I'm going to shoot you. Like, that type of shit. And like, oh, well, shit, I'm not going to help her. I'm fucking go home because my wife's about to shoot my ass.
Yeah, well,
you know what I'm saying? That's
I don't know who you married.
Yo, I'm shit. Like, I married the devil. I hope she's not listening.
Yeah, hope she never sees this podcast.
Yeah, because I called her the devil.
Yeah.